You can make almost anything out of papier-mâché, masks, dinosaurs, even boats and cars, and beautiful things like these ornaments, or useful things like this tray, or this box. Sounds like wood, and in fact it really is. It's papier-mâché, but papier-mâché is wood broken into fibres and combined again. And this comes from Nepal, and this is how they do papier-mâché in Nepal. In fact, if you take a thing like the tray, it would start life as a lot of paper fibres combined with glue, which is made from boiling rice, and squashed into a form. And that's what it looks like in the rough. You can see there's a bit of newspaper there still sticking out. Well, that comes out rather roughly, and it's ground down with a bit of pumice stone. And it's smoothed off, painted with clay, which fills in the chinks, ground again, and you keep painting it with clay until it's smooth enough to be covered with tissue paper. And that's that section there. Then it's painted with the background colour, in this case red. And on top of that red is painted the design. This is, you can see from the reflection, something like a vine pattern, vine leaves and tendrils. But most of the glow in Kashmiri and Nepal work comes from gilding. And gilding is no simple business because it uses real gold. But gold that's been squashed so finely you can actually see through it. It's gold leaf. But it's stuck on tissue paper, which makes it easy to work with. And it really does reflect beautifully like that. Well, let's say I was going to gild a shape on the top of a coffee can. There's the leaf shape painted in glue. If I take the gold leaf on its paper and press it onto the glue sticks to the gold and pulls it away. So there's the beginning of a gold leaf shape. If I keep on doing that, it pulls more and more gold off and eventually fills in the shape. Well, that has to be done all over a tray, and in the end you get that sort of result. There are the leaves gilded on there, and each one has been painted with its pattern of veins, and in the middle have been painted these brilliant birds. You can imagine how much work goes into this. And that, stage by stage, is the way you form a tray like this, a papier-mâché tray, painted, formed in papier-mâché, and gilded at the end. And you can do it too. And here's the simplified version. First of all, start with newspaper, and tear off bits of newspaper, no bigger than that, and you drop them into water and let them soak, preferably for a day or so, but at least for a few hours. And they'll get really soggy, like that. At that stage, make sure there's a lot of water there and get an egg beater. If you put that in the bowl and stand well back because it sprays the stuff around, beat like billio. You'll notice that what it does, apart from throwing stuff around, is to chew the paper up. It's really pulping that paper. And that's the other meaning of papier-mâché, or mashed paper. You see the way it's coming up, really like a sort of sludge of paper. Well, I'd beat a bit further than that, and when I'd finished, and you really couldn't detect bits of paper in it, I'd stand back and add in a little bit of glue. Wallpaper paste is very good for this because it mixes well with water. Like that, and give it a final beat. And at that stage, take the beaters out and transfer it to a kitchen sieve. A flour sieve is about the right consistency. You notice that all the slop goes through, but if you keep on stirring it with a spoon, what's left in the sieve is a very good paper pulp. What's more, it's mixed up with glue, and that's going to bind it together. So that as you stir it, and it gets drier and drier and less soggy, it gets more the consistency of modelling clay. When you think it's about right to be moulded, you can press the final bits of water out of it, take it in your hand, give it a good squish, that gets rid of most of the water, and lo and behold, that's what you'd model with. I've done it a bit soon. It's a bit chunky, but if you'd beaten it a bit longer, that would come out probably with this sort of consistency, a very fine modeller's clay. You can press it into moulds, or you can mould it just as you would with clay, and when it's dry, paint it. And you can come up with your own things like that.